Hey everybody, this is Lee of seejanedrill. I've just replaced a wall sconce and I'm wondering, have you ever thought, geez, I sure would like to replace my dated wall sconce, but I just don't quite feel comfortable? Well, here's the thing. It's a lot more simple than you would think. In fact, it's really easy, and I'm going to show you how to do it coming up next. Now, the first thing you want to do is you want to shut off the power at the switch that controls the light. But you also want to shut off the power at the breaker panel or fuse box, whichever you have, because you know what? You can never be too safe. Okay, so I'm going to take our wall sconce and I'm going to twist it. Now yours may be attached differently. I've got a pivot point right in the center. I'm going to remove the light bulb. Now I'm going to do one last thing. This is a voltage tester. It's going to tell me whether or not the fixture is energized if it's on. Now I know that we shut off the power, but here's the thing. This is an additional test that you can do just to make certain be safe. Now to do this last test with the voltage tester, we have to turn the power back on at the switch. It remains green. If it were live, if it were energized, it would turn red. So we know we're safe to work on the fixture. Now that we've completed the test, for safety reasons, let's just turn the switch off. Okay, so I've pulled the fixture away from the wall. I've pulled the wires out of the box. I want you to get a good look so you know what we've got going on here. These two wires, they're white, that's our neutral. These two wires here, they're black, that's our hot. And these two little caps here, those are called wire nuts. We're going to remove the wire nuts because that's going to allow us to separate the wires and remove the fixture from the wall. Now I just have to disconnect my ground. Now I'm going to cut this because it's just going to make it easier for us to pull it away from the bar, because we're going to have to take this bar off too, okay? Okay. Now we've got to remove this, and what that's called is the crossbar, and the crossbar straddles the box. This is the box. We have to remove this because this crossbar here, it's unique to the old fixture, and the new fixture has its own crossbar. Now the last thing we need to disconnect is the ground. See where they've got wrapped every which way but loose? Okay, so there's our neutral, white. There's our hot, black. There's our ground, bare copper wire. Now it's time to install the fixture. Okay, so here's our new crossbar. Let's just set it right there. I'm going to center it a little bit better than that. There we go. Now I'm just going to put the screws in. Now what you want to do is you want to tighten it up, but not too tight, because we might have to slide that bar across and make adjustments. Okay? So what we want to do is repeat the process on the other side. Now that our crossbar is installed, what we'll do is we'll make our connections from the wires to the fixture and then attach our fixture to the crossbar. So here's our new fixture. I'm going to flip it around so you can see the wiring in the back. Now what we're going to do is we're going to attach black to black. Black to black, that's our hot wire. Then we're going to attach white to white. That's our neutral. And then we're going to attach, this is our ground wire. And we're going to attach this first, and we're going to attach it to this green screw here. And what that is it's the ground terminal screw. Okay, so what I'm going to do is now I'm going to attach my ground wire to the terminal ground screw. And just keep in mind that your ground is usually a bare copper wire, but it can be a green wire too. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap it around. There we go. Just like that. It's wrapped around, right? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to tighten this screw up. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the ground wire from the box, and I'm going to take the ground wire that's from the fixture that's attached to the terminal screw, And I'm going to bring the two together. I'm going to make certain that it's tight. We've got to make certain it's tight. It's tight. I'm going to pull back on it, and I'm going to also wrap this with electrical tape. Now here's the thing. You may only have a ground wire to the fixture. You may not have a ground wire coming out of the box, okay? If you do not have a ground wire coming out of the box, you still want to attach the ground wire to the ground screw, okay, to that ground terminal. Now here's the thing. I have a non-metallic box. What that means is I can bypass attaching my ground wire to this ground terminal screw. I could just attach the ground wire directly to the ground wire coming out of the box. But here's the thing. I don't know what kind of box you have at home. So the best practice is to do it exactly the way I just showed you. Now let's get the rest of the wire secured. White to white. Remember, white to white. Tighten that up nice and tight. I'm going to pull back on it a little bit. It's nice and secure. Listen, make certain that you have no bare metal showing here. Now let me attach black to black. This is my hot wire. Okay, all my connections are made. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap each connection with electrical tape, and that's just added security. You don't want this wire nut backing off the wire, and the electrical tape keeps it all in place. Now what you want to do is you want to carefully place the wires back into the box. Now we're all ready to install our bulb. So I'm going to put this in. Next I'm going to have to put in the glass shade. So I got our new bulb in. Now it's time for the glass shade. It goes directly over. And just rest like that. It's perfect. Now, all we have to do is turn the power on and test it. Now, I've turned off the auxiliary lighting so we can get the full effect when we turn on the lights. There it is. Boy, doesn't that look nice? Looks wonderful. This is Leah saying you can do this. See you next time.